Yesterday was the day, Thursday, whatever Thursday date was, January 13th, when for the first time since December 2nd, the owners and the players had a bargaining session. And here's how the bargaining session went. They get on a Zoom. They don't do it in person. It's all virtual because of Omicron. You've got Dan Hallam. You don't have Rob Manfred. You have Dan Hallam, who's second in charge in the league. You've got Bruce Mayer, second in charge at the union. You get a few players. You get a few owners. You do a Zoom. You practice first getting on the Zoom because some of the owners get confused. And then you make sure that everybody's on mute except for Dan Hallam. Everyone gets there exactly on time. The meeting room gets opened. Then you see faces. You spend about 2 minutes with trivial greetings. Hello, how you doing? How's your family? How you feeling? Stay safe. Crazy out there, isn't it? Yeah, can you believe what happened to this and that person? Yeah, I know a person who got it while they were boosted and vaccinated. Did you read about the Supreme Court case? I want to do a whole segment about the Supreme Court case because people are absolutely clueless about what happened yesterday in the Supreme Court as it relates to the vaccine mandate, that people are saying that it was Biden. It had the whole ruling by the Supreme Court had to do simply with what power does the federal government have through OSHA to dictate things that Congress has not approved. That's sort of the simple way to sum up SCOTUS and what happened yesterday. But anyway, I digress, so they talk about that for a few minutes. And then Dan Hallam takes the microphone and says, well, we'd like to go over a PowerPoint presentation, not prepared by me, prepared by people who work under me, who are trying to become me, and maybe even try to catapult over me to become commissioner. But again, I digress, because our commissioner is going to be our commissioner unless we get royally screwed in this negotiation, and the owners, 23 of them, think that he did a bad job, which means I'm not going to get the commissioner's job, which means one of these younger guys is going to get the commissioner's job. But anyway, he's the one who did the PowerPoint. Sorry, I meant to mute that. Hi. Okay, so we've got a PowerPoint presentation, and we want to go through a few things that we believe are going to be acceptable to you. Hold on, I'm going to mute you guys for 1 minute. Hey, keep calm, owners. Of course they're not going to accept it. We totally know that. It's totally normal. Okay. All right. Now, I think I was muted. I pressed the mute button. Okay, thank you. Hey, Bruce, so we're going to go through this presentation, and we think this is the beginning of a deal. Okay? Ready? Page 1. We heard you loud and clear that you want your younger players to get paid more money. We understand that, so we are willing to raise the minimum salary from $570,000 to $585,000. And we'll keep raising it throughout the course of this next 5 years, CBA. And those young minimum players, of which, as you know, there are so many, we're going to get up to maybe $700,000. Do you know that 10 minimum players per team, by raising it $200,000, every payroll is going up $2 million? That is $60 million that we are giving you. Do the math quickly. I know you can do it, Bruce. That's a $60 million give. Oh, Max, would you like to talk? Hi, I'm Max Scherzer. Hold on 1 second. Scott, I can't hear you. Oh, I'm supposed to mute? All right, let me mute. Scott, what's my response to that? The minimum now is 570. If they go to 700, that's 130 times 7. Let's just make it 100 times 7. That's 700,000 per team, right? And there's 30 teams, 60 million. Thank you, Scott. Dan, may I just interrupt and say that's not the right math? Max, could you wait, please? Let him get through the presentation. Wait, was that on mute? Okay. Bruce, Dan, sorry. Keep going. So that's $60 million, players, that we are willing to give you just by raising the minimum. Now, we also want to get money to younger players. You want all Super 2 players, which used to be only 18% of the players, are eligible for arbitration who have 2 years of service. You want all of them to get into arbitration. We hear you, and we've got the solution. We are going to raise the percentage of players who are eligible for an extra year of arbitration, but we're not going to put them into the arbitration system. We're going to come up with a formula. Is that okay? The formula will tell you what those players will get paid, and under the formula we've done, 1 second, I'm going to put you on mute. What is that formula again? We're not going to show them. That's the page that we're not showing them. That's $60 million more. That formula gives $60 million more to the Super 2 players. Now we're keeping track. That's $120 million that we've given you in the first 10 minutes of this meeting. Everyone stay calm. I think they're going to get to the best part. They're going to get to free agency right now. Here it is. I see it coming. Let's wait. Page 3. I'd like to tell you that we hear you loud and clear, players. We know that you don't want tanking. We've got the perfect solution. We're not going to let teams tank for a long period of time and reward them with the top draft pick. Let me explain. Instead of giving the team with the worst record the top pick, we're going to take the 3 teams with the worst record. We're going to put a bunch of balls in a can. We're going to roll the can. We may stick a ball to the bottom, but that's just if we owe an owner a favor. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry. We're going to put 3 balls in a can. We're going to run the can, and then whoever gets the ball, they're going to get the first pick. It'll be like a lottery. It'll be fun. We'll televise it. We're going to give it to ESPN. We're going to get great ratings. We may do it in between innings of one of our 5-hour playoff games. And teams with the bottom 3 records, they'll say, man, I don't want to race to the bottom because I want to get the first pick in the draft, but I can have the 3rd worst record. I can lose 102 games instead of 106, and I get a 33% chance of getting the top record, of getting the top pick, of getting the top pick, of getting the top pick. But I know what you're saying. You're saying the teams are okay with one of the top 3 picks. You're right. So we have a proposition for you. Teams are only eligible for the lottery 3 years in a row. If they stink for 4 years in a row, forget the fact that they're going to fire their GM and that the owner stinks and so do the scouts and the player development people. We're not going to put their balls in the bin. Do you like that, players? That's a great idea. Well, Dan, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we wanted 8 teams to be in that lottery. So if you have the worst record, you have a chance of getting the 8th pick. Because if your ball's chosen 8th, you get the 8th pick. Yeah, I know, but I think 3 teams is right. Do you know why 8's a magic number in baseball? Anybody? Anybody for 8? 8's how you block a vote in Major League Baseball. You need 23-7 with the owners. Don't ever suggest anything with an 8 in it if you are the union, because when owners see 8 and the commissioner sees 8, their eyes roll to the back of the head and they panic. Nothing with 8. Could it end up with 5? Possibly, but not 8. All right, Dan, thank you. This has been a great meeting. Anything else? Yes, this is the most important one. You told us that you're not happy with service time manipulation. Thank you. Well, we have the solution for you. Take a look at page 6 of our PowerPoint. This is epic. We are going to reward teams for calling up their best players to start a season. Oh my God, this is progress. We're going to have a deal. Give me some detail on that. Oh, I've got the detail for you. It's really good detail. You're going to love this. Hey, put Boris on. I know he's there. Just put him on. Just you wait for this. We are going, this is unreal, we're going to give an extra draft pick, and you know how valuable draft picks are, Scotty. We're going to give an extra draft pick to any team who brings up any of their top 100 prospects to start a season. We have a deal. No, sorry. Page 7. If they finish in the top 3 in MVP or Cy Young or win Rookie of the Year. It's too good. It's too good to be true. So, 18 years I spent running a team. Plenty of Rookies of the Year. I can't believe how many. More than we ever thought. I can't remember the names of all of them, but we had a bunch. Coca, I think we had, Chris Coughlin, Dontrell Willis, Jose Fernandez, Hanley Ramirez. I think I had 4 out of my 18 years. Is that possible? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not one time did we call them up and say they're going to win Rookie of the Year or they're going to finish top in Cy Young or MVP, and we want the extra draft pick, so we're going to sacrifice having to pay them in arbitration, not getting them for the extra 7th year. We're going to bring up Miguel way before June 20th because we could get an extra draft pick on the assumption they win these awards. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just not going to happen. But am I nervous? Should you all be nervous? Oh, by the way, we can go back to the meeting and just say, here's how the meeting ended. Thank you so much for that presentation. We are in agreement with actually nothing. We've made zero progress. We'll get back to you. Leave meeting. Click. Leave meeting. Click. What happened? What do we tell the media? I think that went great. All right, we got to get Jeff Passan on the phone. We're going to leak exactly what happened. We're going to get Ronald Blum from the AP on the phone. We're, of course, going to get Bob Florence Nightingale on the phone. Then we're going to have an article written in The Athletic by Evan. We're going to have Ken chime in. It's all going to work out fine. And here's what we want everyone to think. We want them to think that we as owners made a presentation that addresses all of the issues that the players want to hear about. We know the players are going to talk to the media and say they didn't address free agency. We want free agency in 5 years, not 6. They didn't address all of the financial core economic issues that we want to discuss. There's been no progress. We're disappointed. We're despondent. This is the sign of owners who don't want to make a deal. The spin began the minute the Zoom meeting ended. Literally the minute. Coca and I were putting together the show for today, and we said there's going to be plenty of stuff leaked. It's going to be totally fine. And it was. So what's the takeaway? We told you spring training would be delayed. It's going to be delayed. We told you the regular season was going to be delayed. It's going to be delayed. We told you that games are going to get missed. They're going to get missed. We told you there's going to be a full October postseason. There's going to be a full season that you can be proud of, and that when your team wins, you can be proud of. And there will be a deal between the Players Association and the owners, but not yet. The reason for the tweet was to explain to people, because everybody said, I hate Rob Manfred, fire him. The owners are greedy, the billionaires. This was very common amongst the liberal media. Billionaire owners being greedy. Come on. This is the exact normal bargaining process that we've been talking about on Nothing Personal the entire time. This is the middle of the beginning. We still have to get to the beginning of the middle after getting to the end of the beginning. The end of the beginning is when the Players Association responds by saying, this is a bunch of horse hockey. And then they propose what they propose. One round back and forth post-lockout as we approach February is the end of the beginning. Then we're going to get to the middle. The beginning of the middle, the middle of the middle. The end of the middle is when there has been agreement on ancillary issues and the core economic issues are within shouting distance of a midpoint settlement. The beginning of the end is when they start drafting provisions because they've got agreement on an overwhelming majority with a few open items. The middle of the end is when they have agreement on everything, and then they start the final documentation, and then they go to the owners and the players for their vote. The end of the end is when they announce that the collective bargaining agreement has been ratified, and here's what we're doing with the season schedule. That's how this is going to play out. That's how this was always going to play out. Don't worry, everyone. It's going to be okay.